Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, this is Howard. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
On 3rd down, Brissett. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hardy. And they get him down about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 3rd down pickup of 5.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down. At their own 26-yard line.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Cousins. Caught left side by Hilton. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 14 on that one and a 1st down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Here we go.
Cousins to throw it. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Sacked there by Avery Williamson, the linebacker.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. Room here to run. Down the numbers. There he goes. And this is going to be brought back. It's a... scoop and score for the Falcon TD. Walsh now for the PAT. And that'll make this a 6-point game.
Makes the score Falcons 20, Colts 14.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go! At their own 25-yard line.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear the coaches from all the way up here. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has it. Extra point try now for Walsh. And the lead is now 13.
Mexico score, Falcons 27, Colts 14.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at his 4. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon, and that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 7 yards there and a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
47-yard line.
Jahan, 54 Mike. I'm here all day. I'm here all day. Hey, we're good, we're good. All right, now,
on 1st and 10, Cousins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like an I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The Colts on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Cousins. And he finds McDonald. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. First down, here's Cousins. And that's off the mark, incomplete. He was looking to get it to Allen Hurns that time. And now it's second down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Let's go, Heavy. What you got, Heavy? Give me something.
They'll throw again. Cousins. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack. Cousins now. Dancing to his left. And the pressure gets to him again. Jarrell Casey picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. This one fielded at the 5. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
Got it. 42. Mike 42. Check. Mike 42. Pick it up. Mike 42. It's going to be a...
Brissett to throw on first. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The safety, Morgan Burnett, that time gets home for the sack.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Now a throw left sideline here is complete. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Flush to his right. Looking to hit Matthews, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. To throw is Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however, and let's see what that's about. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And McDonald here over the middle. And he's got this down to the 35. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Chubb. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
And again, it's Chubb. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. Throwing, Cousins. And he's caught right at the 10-yard line. That's a gain of 13 as they try to whittle away at this 13-point deficit.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Cousins. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Anthony Barr able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Anthony Barr able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Check 31, check 31.
Pilot, 64, weak.
He's checking. Crash.
Hey, can't.
Mike 5-4.
Greystone, travel.
Hey, pick your game up. Say it.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Letting one go deep for the end zone. The 3rd down battle won by Atlanta's defense. Solid coverage.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
Let's go.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. The left side completion to Jones. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now a handoff to Henry. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
The Falcons on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Check 42 for Mike. check. 42's the mic.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's go.
42's the mic, boys. 42. 42's the mic. Ready.
Out of the gun, Brissett. It's caught. Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down. Brissett now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
You got long track. You got long.
Brissett sets to throw it. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Matthews the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
They'll throw again. Brissett. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. The ex-Iowa Hawkeye, Mike Daniels, in for the sack.
When that takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
It's 3rd and long for Brissett. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Mike Daniels picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Here now, Johnny Townsend. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's taken to the 26. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And down right around the 37. That one good for 37 yards. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 36-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Watch 54. Man, I got you.
Throwing is Cousins. Got his man complete over the middle. It's McDonald. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Vance McDonald. His 1st touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Colts have got it back to a 1-score game. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back at New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, here's Brissett. Flushed out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Denzel Perryman able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up 4th down. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Pulled in at the 24. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
It's just me and you. Hey, Ken!
Cousins now from the 50. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
They begin with Henry. Runs over it. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play.
Derrick Henry all alone. Touchdown, Falcons. Derrick Henry. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This is taken at the 3. And an alley to run. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And the Colts are in for the touchdown. And that big 4th quarter return, Charles, makes this a 1-score game.
And now it all comes down to philosophy. All right, they just had a big return for a touchdown, so the momentum is high. Do you want to ride that and go for 2? Or do you just go ahead and kick the extra point and come back and rely on your defense?
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go, Pete. Tighten up.
A first down carry for Henry. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Brissett escaping the pressure right. And he slides to avoid the hit. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. They'll try to run for it with Howard. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On first, they go right back to Howard. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth.
I know you felt that one.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by K'Von Webster. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides, so I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that. Anytime we have a defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play, and the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready. 42. I'm coming.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Brissett looks to throw. Buying time to his left. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The sack by Harold Landry, the former Boston College Eagle.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And an alley to run. Accelerating, and off he goes. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
You're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski
different
was an
things for
interception.
different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a
too many syllables.
Yeah. You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw, Brissett. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every